Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you can play a song by Enrique Iglesias called Turn the Night Up. And it starts out with kind of a cool little intro lick where you could kind of simulate that on the open B string by just playing a lot of open Bs. And if you wanted to, actually, you could even back that up with a bass note on the low E string on the 3rd fret. So now I'm kind of doing that as kind of a hybrid picking thing. So I'm using my pick for my bass and my fingers to kind of play the B string. But either one of those would be kind of a cool option. And then when we come in on our chorus, we start on a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And in that intro F major chord, and the way you play F major, if you know the bar F, we'll talk about an easy way to play this too, but you do your first finger across the entire 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string on the 3rd fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like F major chord. But a lot of times, instead of playing the F major bar, if you just want to kind of substitute in a jazzier chord, you can play something called F major 7. The way you play F major 7, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the D string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, that sounds like F major 7 chord. It sounds really, really happy. And then from the F major, we're going to be going to an A minor chord. When you play A minor, first finger is going to stay on the B string 1st fret, 2nd finger is going to go to the D on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all of this together, then that sounds like A minor chord. It sounds really, really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going back to the G major chord on our chorus. So we got G, G, F, F, A minor, G, G. And through the recording, what it kind of sounds like is you'd be doing 5 hits on each of those chords. So you'd have the G with kind of a down, 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 down. So if we tried that through the chords, we'd have G with a down, 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 down. Take the flat of your right hand and kind of put it down on top of the saddle to kind of get a muted quality out of those chords. So that may be kind of a cool thing to kind of try. F, A minor, G. So you want to kind of play around with that. Now for myself though, a lot of times I like a consistent strum pattern to kind of use my voice over the top of. And one of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns is down, down, up, down, up. So we took the G and tried that a lot. Down, up, down, G, down, up, down, G, down, up, down, G, down, up. So we tried that through our chords, or for our chorus. We'd have G down, up, down, G, down, up, down, down, down. Actually, it almost sounds like there's kind of this cool little bliss in the recording where randomly you could kind of take the G and just go crazy with it and just lots of down ups. Slide up the neck of the guitar. And then you could come in on your verse. You could add bass notes too. So on the G chord, you could do kind of a bass down, up, down. And basically, I'm just using my low E string for my bass on that chord. So we got G with a bass, down, up, down, G with a bass, down, up, down. And actually, even on the chorus, we can kind of add in those basses. So on the low E string, if you're doing the bar F, would be your bass note. On the F major 7, you'd have a bass on the D strings. And I got bass down, up, bass down, up, down. But on the A minor, you have the A string for your bass. A minor and A bass down, up, down. A minor and A bass down, up, down. But on the G chord, you have the low E string for your bass. So there's a couple ways you can kind of work that. So like if we tried that through our chorus with our basses, got G with the bass down, up, down, G with the bass down, up, down, back with the bass down, up, down, back with the bass down, up, down, A minor and A bass down, up, down, A minor and A bass down, up, down, G with the bass down, up, down, G with the bass down, up, down, and then we go into our verse part. And our verse actually is all around the G major, but there's this really cool 3-2-1 bass line. Speaking of bass And so what you could kind of do is you could just work it as just a down, down, up, through it on the G chord. And just vamp on the G chord, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down. If you're just starting out, that would be a really good way to kind of play through the verse. Or you could try and throw the F chord in, which could be kind of cool too. You could kind of take the down, down, up, down, and do a down, down on the G, and then hit the F on the up, down, which could be very, very hit. So you have G with a down, down, on the up, down, G with a down, down, on the up, down, G with a down, down, on the up, down, G with a down, down, on the up, down, up. Or you could even throw the bass note in on that, and you have G with a bass, down, F on the up, down, G with a bass, down, F on the up, down, G with a bass, down, F on the up, down, G with a bass, down, F on the up, down. So you want to kind of think about that through that part too. Or you could even kind of try and follow the bass line. Have to do kind of a bass up to bass up, bass up, bass, bass up, bass up, bass, bass up, bass up, bass, bass up. Kind of get that lick in, but you can kind of play around with that. And then from that, we'd be going back into our chorus part. Now another strum pattern I would think about using, actually, this is a very hip 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing our foot tap into 2 parts. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I think would be a really hip 16th note strum pattern to try through the tune would be a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do a down for 1 and an up on 4. So I got 1, right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do a up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the third beat, you're doing up on 2, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up, up. And then on the last beat, you're doing down, up, right along with the 16th note. So down, up, 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 down. So all together, you got down, up, 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 down. And if you wanted to, you could even kind of throw in your bass note on that first G. So you kind of throw in your, and actually I'm digging on this, is kind of bass, up, bass, up, down, bass, up, bass, up, down, bass, up, bass, up, down. So you can add bass into that pattern too. And bass, up, down, down, bass, up, down, down. So we tried that through our next chorus. You'd have G with a bass, up, down, to bass, up, down, bass. Play around with that, and you can still kind of throw that close to the end. And then from there, we'd be going back into kind of our verse part. So we tried that. Well, there are a couple ways we could actually kind of work that pattern. We could just vamp on the G major with that pattern for our verses. So the bass, bass, down, bass, bass, down. If you want to kind of follow the F change, you could kind of do bass, up, and then make your change to the F for the bass, up, down. You have G with the bass, up, F with the bass, up, down, G with the bass, up, F with the bass, up, down, G with the bass, up, bass, down, G bass, up, F, down. And so you could kind of alternate between that. That's a cool variation too. You could kind of do the G with kind of a bass, up, 2 with the bass, down. That might be kind of a cool thing to try too. Bass, up, 2, 1, down, bass, up, 2, 1, down, bass, or 2, 1, down, to kind of get that moving bass line on the F. G, F sharp, F, G, F sharp, F. So you might want to kind of think about that too. And then from there, we go back into our chorus. So we go to our G chain. how you can strum through Turn the Night Up by Enrique Iglesias. So good luck!